New question. The member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Labour. Yesterday, when a reporter asked how business should handle their labour reforms, he responded, and I quote, "I think they could look at pricing." The Liberals actually want to raise prices across the board. Everything is about to get more expensive. Speaker, by just how much money does the minister want to raise the price of everything from gas to groceries?
Thank you, Minister of Labour.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you to the member for that question. Speaker, what I want to raise is a standard of living for people that are working 35, 40 hours a week, more working 2 and 3 jobs, Speaker, and still not being able to get by. What I want to know, Speaker, is I know where the third party stands on this.
Member from Bruce Grey, Owen Sound, come to order. Finish, please.
Speaker, I know where the government stands on this, Speaker. I don't know from day to day where that party across, Speaker, stands for. I don't know where the member stands. He's telling us yesterday that the Leader of the Opposition supports $15 an hour. The Leader of the Opposition tells us he doesn't support $15 an hour, Speaker. We stand firmly in the corner of working people in the province of Ontario, Speaker, who are working hard. As I said, 35, 40 hours plus a week, Speaker, still can't pay all the bills. We're going to change that. That party needs to support us on this.
Be seated, please. Be seated, please. Supplementary.
Wow. Back to the minister. This statement from the minister is further evidence that the Wynne Liberals are out of touch with small businesses and families. Their reckless approach to the minimum wage is it's their way or the highway. They refuse to listen to any independent experts who are advising them to exercise.
Member from Ancaster, come to order.
The Chamber of Commerce and the Financial Accountability Officer have weighed in, and the Liberals have ignored their independent advice. Advice that warns that these measures could actually hurt Ontarians and lead to job losses from between 50 and 185,000 jobs. Speaker, why does all Ontario have to suffer when the Liberals try to gain votes?
Thank you.
Speaker, we know there's a long list of opinions on this issue. Speaker, there's a long list of studies, long list of literature. It comes from Ontario, Speaker. It comes from across Canada. It comes from across the entire continent, Speaker. And the Leader of the Opposition and the Labour critic can try and ignore those studies. Clearly, we've got 53 economists step forward, people who were Fellows of the Royal Society of Canada, 2 former presidents of the Canadian Economics Association, one that was used, Speaker, by Jim Flaherty and the Conservative government, have stepped forward and said Ontario is on the right track. This government knows that it's on the side of working people in the province. They're working, as I said, 35, 40, 50 hours a week. Speaker, that's
Leader of the third party, come to order. Finish, please.
Speaker, it's time that the minimum wage in this province reflected the reality of what it costs to live in this province, Speaker. And it's time for the opposition party to come clean on where they stand on this issue.
Final supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Back to the minister. When faced with that evidence from the FAO, the minister chose to double down. He said, and I quote, "The moral and economic evidence supporting this fundamental belief is without question. We will not back down from this commitment." Actually, the moral and economic evidence says otherwise. First, morally speaking, the FAO confirmed that this plan does not target, and I quote him, low-income families, and raising the minimum wage would be an inefficient policy tool for reducing overall poverty. Second, the economic evidence from the FAO shows a minimum of 50,000 job losses, while the Chamber of Commerce says it could be as many as 185,000. Speaker, why is the minister ignoring the real moral and economic evidence? Why not stop being so reckless and conduct their own economic impact analysis?
Thank you. Minister.
Speaker, as I said, Speaker, you can go out, you can find a variety of opinions on this issue, Speaker, and we've looked at them all. What I'm saying, Speaker, is it's not good enough to claim you support a $15 minimum wage, as you have done personally, as the member has done personally, Speaker. and then not have any plan, and have a leader who's saying he's going to vote against it, have a Labour critic that says he's going to vote for it, and it's not good enough for the Leader of the Opposition Speaker to say, I don't think anybody in Ontario can live on $11 an hour, and then not to propose to do anything about it.
Finish, please.
Thank you, Speaker. There's a bill before the House that proposes to raise the standard of living for 30% of the people that live in this province, Speaker. The opposition party either votes for it or against it. I hear they're voting against it, Speaker. They should come clean.